Good morning and welcome back to another video. Today I want to go ahead and talk about something that honestly not many people are talking about and something that I want to max in my profile before it's pretty much impossible to do. If you're unaware and can't tell by what I'm wearing, I'm talking about personal bests. Basically what these are is if you go ahead and talk to Anita, you could go ahead and purchase a personal best card. I'm not really sure what it's called, but once you do, you have a little menu down here which you could click on and it'll tell you a little more information. Basically what this is, as you can see here, the higher your personal best is, you'll get more farming fortune in that specific crop. So if I go ahead and hover over wheat, you can see that I'm being granted 0.1 wheat fortune for every 1,000 crops I farmed during my wheat personal best. Now similar to all these, they all have different numbers. For example, these are 3,000, this one's 1,000, and this one's up to 5 million, or 5,000 per. And if you see, they all cap out at 100, though meaning that your personal best obviously doesn't get capped at 1 million or 3 million, whatever. You can see that once I overreach, let's say in this case 1 million, I'm stuck at the base 100 wheat fortune. And that is the goal for today's video, is I want to max every single one of these and get the highest fortune I can, possibly when farming. Oh, and hey, and before going into this video, I do want to quickly thank you all for helping us reach 30k. We both now have the YouTube rank, which is fucking insane. We thought we weren't expecting to either get here within the year or probably never get it, and we both have it. As you can see, my name being red here in tab, and then also on the right side you can see Vid's name in red. We're fucking stunned. This is insane. I cannot thank you guys enough, and do not worry, we'll not be disappearing. Even though this video did take like 3 weeks to come out, that's besides the point. But yeah, if you guys still wanted to subscribe, that would be sick. We are eventually on the road to 40k, so every sub really means a lot more than you'll ever know. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. But you might be wondering why I kind of said this will be impossible to do, and why I'm kind of in a hurry to do it. Well, there are a few bases to be covered first before I go into anything. The first thing, and the most important thing, is that it's currently Finnegan, which if I go over here into my calendars and events menu, I could hover over them, and we could see that the main perk is the first perk, which not only increases the duration of the Pest Hunter Phillips farming fortune bonus, which is nice, but what's more important is that pests are now 4 times more likely to spawn in sprayed plots. Now, I forget when this update came out, but pretty much what it means is that during Finnegan, and I believe outside, but mostly during Finnegan, it is worth to farm pests over than just farming the normal crop. For example, instead of just, manually grinding potatoes, I would grind the locusts, which drop potatoes, and if I go ahead and focus on pest farming instead of just normal farming, I will make a lot more potatoes by killing the pests. Now, a Jacob contest happens every hour, and you need to actually make sure it's one of the crops that you need, so it is very tough to get these all in the 5 days. Another big thing, which I'll talk about in a bit, is the RNG about this, and it is fucking horde. And the final reason why I'm in such a hurry to get this done is the alpha server. I'll throw up any screenshots on the screen if I have any that are relevant to this, but pretty much what I understand from this new update is that pests are pretty much being killed. I have now swapped over to the alpha server to show you what I'm talking about. The main thing and the reason why pest farming is so good is because of the Chimera 5 dataless axe. If I go into my menu and pull out my slug pet, I'm getting 33 bonus pest chance at the top, which if I take it out and hold out my dataless axe, I'm getting 66 bonus pest chance thanks to the dataless axe ability and the Chimera 5, which is really overpowered and is pretty much necessary to get PBs in a lot of the crops. But on alpha, if I go over and try to go and punch a cactus with it, I am granted with a message that I can only use farming tools, pretty much invalidating this whole, dataless axe thing, and meaning that you're getting 66 less pest chance per thing. For example, to put that into like some type of perspective, if you have 100 pest chance, you're guaranteed to get 1 pest, and if you have 166, which would come from this, you would have a 66% chance to get 2 pests rather than just 1. And if you're new to farming, this again might not sound like a lot, but it is a huge game breaker. I'm also aware of another thing where they're making pest times longer compared to what they are on the main server. If I'm not wrong, on the main, it's currently around 58 seconds of a pest cooldown during Finnegan and every, debuff, while on the alpha server, I believe it's 72 or 75 seconds, which is honestly as detrimental as patching the dataless axes, but whatever. I don't really care because I'm a normal profile and not an Iron Man. GG. But what it does is it puts pressure on me to go ahead and max this out before it pretty much gets patched out of the game. So hopefully that put you into my shoes of why I decided to max this as quick as possible, and without further ado, I'm gonna quickly show you guys some clips relating to my, personal best goals, and hopefully there's some type of content in there. If not, I'll leave a timestamp on screen that you can skip to if you want to hear me talk a little bit more about the fortune and just some of the struggles that pest farming and the personal best really did cause me. Anyway, have fun watching.
I like how close it is.
What if it's 2999999?
I swear to God, bro. Holy shit. That was the easiest one, too.
Pookie. Okay, I got an epic slug. We're up. Same as last contest. I got an epic slug and 2 legendaries, and I got that again. Like,
let's
except I actually got
1.1 mil.
1.231 mil. I don't like this. This is scary. This is fucking terrifying. Oh my god.
Dead ass. Like,
where's mine?
Really
oh my god, you
worth the
insta
stress
spawned.
of doing it without full tramp.
Spawn, please, go, 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 spawn, spawn. Oh my god, I spawned 4, fuck off.
Oh my god, there's a god. There's a god.
Where's
in
mine?
the
That guy
fucking
clipped
heavens
wings.
above.
I'm not getting past for 2
Oh my god,
minutes.
I'm gonna crash out again, I'm gonna fucking crash, I'm 20k off. Oh my fucking god, I'm gonna crash out again. I'm 20k off!
There's
That's the
a god.
second time! I got 2 5s, except
I'm
one of
gonna
them was
break
after the
something.
contest ended.
Did I break something?
Okay, that happened to me.
That's unlucky.
Dude, what are the chances for rats? I got fucking 2 of them again. Yeah, 0.2 and 0.5. Doesn't matter, but like, that's chill.
That's carrot. I was 180k off.
That is fucked. Give me the
Dude,
message.
I kept spawning 4 pests.
Oh my god, 7 out of 8. That's so fucked. Fuck you, cactus, bitch. My god. Dude, I got so many fucking potatoes. 3.9 million. Give me the message. Hey.
Amen.
They said I would never make it. They said it was fake. They said it was a fucking myth, and they said God wasn't real. They said it all, and I still fucking
they
prevail.
were right.
And I still fucking prevail.
Dude, he did more than you did.
And they still fucking prevail.
Maybe all those times he
my
was fucking
god.
muttering cactus, he got one.
I never want to do cactus.
How many did you
again.
get?
I don't even know. They said I'll never make it. They said it was all fucking placebo and life wasn't real and fucking God was fake and oh my fucking god, I'm done. Oh my god.
You're not 10 out of 10.
Oh my god.
He's RNG carried. That's what he is.
Yeah. Oh,
You ain't
fucking
10 out of 10.
Oh, that looks so clean.
Oh shit. Let me see.
That looks so
Sorry.
clean.
Wow. So undeserved.
Wait, how do you even get the PBs that high?
Wow. Alright, and welcome back. And now that we're back, we'll talk about a few things about pest farming, you know, some of my annoyances, whatever, and a few tips if, in case you want to do this yourself, now you'll know. While we're here, I'll go ahead and talk about the pest traps, which some people might see as amazing, but are really hard to time with the personal bests. Basically, if you don't know how these work, a pest spawns in here every 15 minutes, and you want it to be the specific pest that you're going for. Now, even if you do have, like in this case, I have tasty cheese, I'm not always guaranteed to get a mite. I'm either getting a rat, I'm either getting a mice, or I'm just getting something completely different. And if you're in a time crunch, for example, like how I was doing these every time back to back, these would rarely fill up and we would barely have time to actually use and optimize the pest traps. These really do matter a lot, so it's not like it's just willy-nilly and you could forget about it, because pests do have another thing that pretty much carry and is the only reason you could get PBs. If you go here into any of the bestiaries, let's say Mite, you can see that they have a chance to drop an enchanted cactus. Now, this isn't just some ordinary one enchanted cactus. Getting one of these equates to, I think, 6 in this case, which is a lot more, as killing a normal mite will probably just give you around 170 enchanted cactus green, or 1 enchanted cactus pretty much. And these are game breakers. I think it's roughly a 1.5% chance that you get an enchanted drop, probably a little more, but it is a pain in the ass as you're probably killing enough to get 1 on odds, and for most of these contests you need to drop 2 or 3 of their enchanted variant just to get the PB. Another thing to mention is the pest spawning, which I've grown to hate. As you can see up here, I have a little timer that pretty much tells me when I should be spawning pests, and as I mentioned in the intro, it is 58 seconds for a pest to spawn, or till, let me reword that, 58 seconds till you're allowed to spawn a pest. I have gone a multiple contest where I would go up to 5 minutes without spawning a pest, when I should be spawning one every minute. It's so bad. Words cannot describe how much this made me hate personal bests and farming in general. I'm normally not fully for RNG meters and pity systems, but let me tell you, a pity system for spawning pests, especially with the idea of trying to max out a PB, is probably necessary, or something they should think about, as it's not like super game breaking, especially if they don't make it like, you know, just get it instantly at 58 seconds. I'm not quite too sure, but the fact that you could go 5 minutes without getting one is fucking insane. And not to mention, you could go times like 1:50 without getting a pest, which those really add up, and every second during a farming contest actually really matters. Next, in case you're wondering, I'll quickly talk about my gear for what I did. First, to start off in my wardrobe, I have a full set of Biohazard reforged to Bustling because the Mossy reforged is just too expensive. And of course, all enchanted with Pest Terminator 6. Then over here, I'm using Fermento. Yes, I'm aware that Fermento boots are better, please don't make fun of me. But yeah, I'm using full Fermento as it just gives the most farming fortune, and I also have it reforged, or enchanted with Pest Terminator 6, and reforged to Mossy. Equipment wise, I am using the best for farming fortune. I'm using a Lotus necklace, I'm using Lotus belt and Lotus bracelet, and because I'm only farming during farming contests, I'm using a Zora's cape. Now, this is the best for fortune, but what isn't is for pest spawning, and that is why I cycle in and out the pest vest and the pest hunter's gloves. These together add a 23% decrease in pest spawning, as well as giving me 18 pest chance. And not to mention, I am also using my Lotus belt and Lotus necklace on Squeaky for an extra 2% total decrease in spawn cooldown for pests. Which right now, if you're curious, I'm getting 390 with the fully max setup. To understand how I swapped them, pretty much for the first like 50 seconds, I would just be wearing my full farming fortune setup, and then after I would swap to both my biohazard and then these equipment pieces. Now, I am aware you could also swap to a mythic necklace and mythic belt, but honestly, the 2 pest chance just really didn't seem worth it, and it was just a lot of money, and you're also losing a lot of fortune, so there's a lot of ups and downs. I just think this is the best in my opinion. I could be wrong. If I am wrong, it's probably a 0.5% difference that I'm making, which is not that big of an issue. But yeah, anyway, I would swap to this, and then I would go ahead and, for example, in this case, I would go farm sugarcane until my pest spawn, which then I would go up, go back into my Fermento, as well as my full equipment set. I have an auto pet roll for hedgehog, and then I also have my vacuum, which is reforged to BD. And I'll go ahead and kill the pests. And then you pretty much rinse and repeat until the end of the contest, and hopefully you get the PB, but in most cases you probably won't because this game sucks. Now that you have that pretty much out of the way, I'll go ahead and talk about a few buffs and a few things that'll help you out during this journey if you also plan to go for PBs. First thing, I would very much optimize the Squeaky Mouse Mat. The ability on this is really good, and especially if you're going over from like, let's say if it's a netherwart contest, you're going over to netherwart and then spawning in the sugarcane. This is very nice as you're able to just quickly go over there, press left click, and you'll be snapped to a direction. And the best part is that you could have 2 of them, both with different yaws and pitches, and they just count as separate items. Next is a fishing rod pet roll over to Mushroom Cow. As I mentioned, let's say again it's a netherwart contest and I'm farming netherwart. While I'm waiting for my pest cooldown to go away, I'll be farming netherwart, and because I have the auto pet roll for my hedgehog to come out when I'm in my Fermento armor, I could go ahead and cast my rod into my Mushroom Cow, which will give me a lot more fortune, and I guess will add up. Probably won't do that much of a difference, but just right clicking on your rod for probably like an extra 150 fortune is pretty worth it. There are a few temporary buffs that I would fully recommend try to get your hands on if you can. This might be a little more tough for Iron Man players, but GG. The first 3 things I have in mind are the Refined Dark Cacao Truffle, which gives you 30 global fortune for an hour, which global fortune of course includes farming fortune. Up here we have the Dosh Palu Distinky Potion, whatever the fuck, and this gives you 20 bonus pest chance for an hour, which you could also use a parrot on. And finally, we have the Harvest Harboring Potion, which gives you 50 farming fortune, which you could also use a parrot on, and it lasts roughly like 52 minutes. These are all the consumables that you need to have, but there's one more, and that would be over here, fill up. You would need to have 40 pests, and you'll redeem them for 200 farming fortune for whatever contest you're doing. And this is pretty much a necessity, as I've forgotten this probably like 1 or 2 times, and every time it is so visibly knowing what I did wrong, and it's because I just didn't have 200 fortune. As of recording this, I'll probably have my garden open, but if you want to build the sugarcane farm that I've been talking about all of this video, here you go. It's nothing special, it's just 2 layers of sugarcane in a 1-plot design, and it's built in a way that starting from the bottom layer, there's a staircase in the bottom left that you could go ahead, climb back up, clear this row out, and then drop out from this row here and go back down and reset. This is really nice and only something you should really build if the Pests update hasn't rolled yet, as you will need to farm this with Daedalus Axe to be worth it. It is also very scuffed on my island. Of course, you could probably replace like these holes with obsidian so the water doesn't spill out, but I don't really care about design, I just care about functionality, I'm not gonna lie. I'll say it one more time, but yeah, my island will be open if you want to go ahead and try to rebuild this yourself, but it is pretty simple, and I will probably close my island when the pest patch does eventually roll. I guess I'll mention this too, as you probably want to know everything about what I'm doing, and I'll go over my full pest setup to see for you to copy to figure out how to get the max pest chance. Again, I'll start off by equipping my armor set, as well as auto-equipping my slug pet. Go ahead and put on my pieces of equipment, which I'll hover over quickly. It should look something like this. Next, I'll hold out my Daedalus Axe. I will go ahead and, just for science, consume one of these potions. Actually, I lied. Fun fact, you need to consume all of your potions in the hub and not the garden. I don't know why this is a thing. And finally, I'll go into an empty plot and go ahead and spray it for the extra 50 pest chance. And just to show you again, if I hover here, 390 pest chance, and I'll quickly go into my sets breakdown just to show over all the miscellaneous stuff that I didn't talk about, but you probably already have. But yeah, that is pretty much it for today's video. It was a pretty small video, but I thought we would at least try to get something out, as we haven't uploaded in so long. Hopefully this also makes you realize how important PBs are, as 100 fortune really does go a long way. And if you ever end up with another, Finnegan with the Pest Eradicator perk, this is very much worth doing, and even after the patch, I would guarantee that you could definitely get every PB to max. You would just need insane luck. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Again, if you do have any comments, please leave them in the comment section below. I will try to answer as many as I can. And yeah, that's about it. See ya.